addiction is real. And I am the founder of Some Foods, the maker of Some Sweet, and that is the best sweetener that there is on the market. I am also nutritional therapist. The name of the practice was SARE Nutritional Therapy, which is also the name of this broadcast. So, just want to ask you to give if you're watching this on YouTube, because we go live on YouTube as well. If you're watching this on YouTube, give us a thumbs up, like the video, also drop us a comment. And just want to remind you to subscribe to all of our social media networks. That is on Facebook, that's SAIRNT. On Facebook, on YouTube, it's also SAIRNT. On Instagram, it is Some Sweet Foods. And on Twitter, it is Some Sweet Foods. And that's all the places that we go live. And you can also find the audio portion of this on all of your favorite podcast networks, all right, or podcast platforms. So, yes, so I just again want to welcome you. If you want to get a hold of Some Sweet, that is a sweetener that helped me to kick my sugar addiction, you can go over to SUMSWEET.com. That's sumsweet.com, and you can get a hold of the sweetener. So without further ado, we're going to get on into today's broadcast. I also want to remind you that this is November. This is Diabetes Awareness Month. If you don't know your risk for diabetes, you can find that out by going over to, let me turn off this heater, by going over to the American Diabetes Association. They do have a quiz over there that you can take, and that will help you to know what your risk is for type 2 diabetes. So with that said, on to today's topic. So we're going to be talking about detoxifying your body for your health, to improve your health. So how do you do that? What are some things that you should start with in the process? One of the first things you should do is you want to set a goal for what it is, for what you're trying to do. So you need to know what it is that you want to do, how you want to do it, what levels, where you're trying to get to. And so there's some things that I think that you probably should know starting out with that. So first thing is, if you want to be successful in that, you want to maybe have a detox diet or something like that. But you definitely want to, there's a process. So let's start out by talking about, as I pull open my notes here, let's talk about this a little bit. So let's start by finding out, what is detoxification and toxicology? What is that? So these are two long established fields of scientific research. And so there's, you can personalize a short-term diet approach that's called a detox diet, but let's look at those. So let's look at that. So basically, with a detox diet, it would help reduce certain exposure risk from the diet. So we'll look at environmental risk factors, and that includes food rich in specific compounds that are shown to physiologically upregulate the body's natural detoxification process. So we'll talk about foods that would help you, that will assist you in doing that. So, and excuse me. And so let's just go ahead and get into the various things that can cause problems in your body. Also, remember that if you hear my little, somebody's outside, so he's gonna bark. He's a guard dog, and that's what he does. But you may or may not hear him. So what's the role? What do you need when you're detoxifying? So give me a second here. What's your goal? So when you're trying to detoxify your body, you want to set a goal, like I said. Um, from your program, from detoxifying, you want to, if there should be some outcomes that you want to have, easier weight loss, you want to eliminate bloating, you want smoother, clear skin, you want more energy, um, increase your concentration. You want to, wake up feeling well rested and refreshed. You want to clear up a stuffy nose, or like right now, I'm going clear up some of that. Clear your nose, make sure it's not blocked up. You want to eliminate bags or dark circles from under your eyes. Maybe you just want better digestion. You want to, if you're, holding water, eliminate water retention. You want to stop PMS symptoms. You want to have fewer aches and pains in your body. Just overall improve your immunity and reduce your risk for infections. So, those are some things that may be a goal. And so you want to set out that and note that and make notes about what it is that you want to do. And so, excuse me. So let's take a look at, once you know what it is that you want to do and you have a goal set out, then you want to assess your detoxification capacity. How well are you going to be successful at doing that? But let's back up a little bit and let's look at the how do we end up in our bodies end up in a toxic state in the first place. So we live in a toxic world, and studies show that an average newborn has detectable levels of more than 200 toxic or cancer causing chemicals on the day of birth. Let that sit in. Just let that sit in. The average newborn has detectable levels of more than 200 toxic or cancer causing chemicals on the day of birth. Do we need detoxification? Yes, we do. And that's very shocking. That really is very, very shocking. So 1 in 6 children has a psychological disorder. There's also autism that is associated with exposure to toxins, and it now affects 1 in every 100 people. And so quite a lot of damage is done to the environment in the name of progress. And at the top of that list is toxins that are released into the air, into our water systems, and in the soil. So that's how we get the toxins into our body. That's one way. So though that's, from the air we breathe, even from some of the foods that we eat, and from the water that we drink. There's another way. So we have man-made chemicals that are synthetic compounds and artificially produced by man. So whatever that may be. And I've seen this lady. She's making, I would call them hair bags or sleep caps, or those nylon caps that you wear on your hair. I can't think of what they're calling, but Monique got on the ladies about wearing those on their head. And I saw this lady that she's making some of those, and she's making them from raw silk, and she's getting it, she's going through the process of getting them manufactured special, because she found that those polyester, I guess, sleep caps or whatever they're called, that they leak. They're made from polyester or nylon or whatever the material is, a synthetic, and it gives a chemical reaction, leaks chemicals into the woman's body that is using it. So now she's got a company and she's making them from raw silk, and I can't remember the name of the company, but I was very surprised to find out that that garment could be causing problems for women. So, but today there are more than 80,000 man made chemicals that are released into the environment every year. And fewer than 5,000 of them have been tested to determine their toxic effects on humans. So, and these toxic gases, they travel even easier and end up settling on the water. So that's how we get how they get to us, you know, um, if they don't get into our lungs first. And so there are that's how we get into many of those carcinogens, cancer causing substances, and all of that. So that's how we get that. So it's impossible for us to achieve a toxin free life. Remember, we're already set up being born with 200 about 200 of trace elements of that found in our bodies. I say trace, but they're detectable. The levels are detectable in our bodies when we're born. So in newborn babies. So you want to make sure that you start with detoxifying as soon as possible. Breast milk is one of the better ways to help a baby to not get more harmful chemicals into their bodies if the mother can breastfeed. But that's about babies. But what about you got a toddler? What about you? How can you help yourself? You want to um, I guess the good news is that our bodies, we're amazing. They're amazing machines, and it does a really good job of taking care of itself. So it's able to flush out most of the toxic materials that end up inside of us. But sometimes even the strongest body can't win the fight alone. So what you want to do is you want to limit the amount of toxins entering your system. Um, you want to try to do that by, for example, eating certified organic foods. That you want to try and to do that if at all possible. um, and you want to arm your body with an arsenal of support in its detoxification efforts. So let me see, I want to get to you to tell you some of the things that is going on to, aside from the chemicals or that's released, I'm sorry, that's put out into the environment. There are other things, like there are things that we do ourselves. Like personally, I know, and this may be you, you like um things that smell good. We all do, right? Nay, nay, nay. There is a very toxic chemical that's in perfumes that people don't really realize that's there. I happen to be allergic to it. It's called phthalates. It's in a lot of the cheaper versions of perfume and colognes. And it coats your nasal passages, it coats your tongue, and all of that. Whatever. It just, some people are more sensitive to it than others. But it does that, and what it actually does, it's an estrogen mimicking hormone. And so it also can be found in plastics, right? So that's why you shouldn't microwave plastics. That also will get that same toxin into your body. But when with the perfumes, and so the fragrances, so you'll find that those baby products are have fragrance in them. They're more than likely it's going to be filled with phthalates, a phthalate based fragrance. Also the cheap fragrances. That's why um, chemicals and pollutants and pesticides can be detected in human umbilical cord blood. So why? Because it's getting in through the biggest organ on your body, which for mothers or nursing or pregnant women, you know, it's get biggest organ on your body, your skin, right? So we're slathering ourselves, spraying yourself down with perfume. Your lotions are full of, just that one particular type of toxin, and that would be phthalates. So I mean, that's one. And not only that, you not only the phthalates, right? Because it again, it's in the fragrance and it's in the plastics. And remember, that's why they started making those also because of the toxins that were in further in plastics, which was BPA. And so now they make BPA free plastics. But you also you have carpet sprinkles. People love the carpet sprinkles. We love everything that smells good. Okay, so the carpet sprinkles, the plug-ins, and the if you want stuff to smell good and you want to get it without phthalates, your best bet is to use essential oils because it's phthalate free. And usually they have some medicinal qualities and properties to them, and that's the best way. And if you want to learn how to make your own perfume, well, I mean, some perfumers alcohol and some essential oils and mix them up together. I mean, I'm sure there's some websites out there that can show you how to make your own perfumes and things like that. But and you can also use those things to also make fragrances and fragrance sprays for your home and stuff like that. But that's how you keep the chemicals. That's one way you start to remove the chemicals. You switch from the type of plate that you use. Like they used to make china from lead, right? So there was the lead china or dishes and stuff like that, but we really can't get those anymore. You would only find those like if you had some I want to say ancient, but what's the word I'm looking for when it's really old? I can't even think. I'm just thinking ancient, but you if you had some older sets of china or something like that, you could find some lead pieces, and it's expensive too, really. But you would want to switch to like getting some ceramic or glass type of dishes instead of using plastic plates and things like that. Um, that's another way because when you apply heat, stuff leaches out from things that you heat up, so it leaches into your food as you're heating it. So that's how you're getting toxins um, into your body. So um, let's talk about your efforts to detoxify. Give me a second here. Why is it important to detox? Now, each one of us is unique in um, both in the type of toxins that we react to, and how our body is able to clear them out. So, when your body is detoxifying efficiently, the immediate effects are that you're going to feel better, and that's why you should do it because you will feel better. Efficient detoxification also depends um, has the potential to extend your healthy life. So it's important that we know how detoxification works and that we detoxify. Now there are five. Um, well, the primary effects that are derived from detoxifying are to reduce the toxins in your body, reduce the toxins your body's exposed to, and then improve your body's ability to detoxify. So there are five main areas in the body where the internal detoxification process takes place. So when you're detoxifying, it goes in these parts of your body: your digestive tract, your liver, your immune system, your kidneys, and your lungs. And there are also many other organs involved in the detoxification process, but and that includes your skin. So essentially, it means that your whole body is involved in the detoxification process. So the reasons why detox diets are so popular is that many people, probably including you and me, we're well aware that we feel better um, after the fact, right? After you get rid of the stuff that you've been eating in excess, you know, after you've eaten too much sugar, too much caffeine, alcohol, fried foods, overeating, um, you know, if you smoke or if you are getting passive smoke and other pollutions and even drugs. So you'll feel better once you get rid of these things. So your detoxification capacity is going to depend on your intake of toxins. Is it low, medium, or high? And your ability to detoxify. Is it weak, average, or strong? So excess alcohol is an example of a situation that when your liver's capacity to detoxify the alcohol you're consuming is exceeded, your brain becomes intoxicated and you become unable to stay conscious. So that's one. See, that's your liver. It detoxifies as you're drinking. But when you exceed its ability, then that's when you get drunk. So that's what we mean by detoxification capacity. So, give me a second. So, how are we going to detoxify? What kind of plan are you going to do to detoxify your body? Well, you could start with um, getting rid of heavy metals in your body. We can look at mycological and medical toxins. So you have to know what it is, maybe what it is that you're exposed to, where you've been exposed. Also, ridding your body of excess fat because fat um, can contain toxins, and a lot of times you will find that there will be toxins within the fats. So decreasing your body fat is one way of helping to detoxify your body. So again, we're going to look at you could start with a 2-week elimination program that would help you to begin the process of detoxifying your body. You would want to, or you could do like a recalibration program that will help you to calibrate yourself. But let's start with, now we talked about the liver, like when you're drinking, but there are other things that stress out your liver, which is very important for detoxifying your body. That's one of the first places where you would want to start when you're trying to detox. And remember, I just mentioned alcohol overloads your liver. But when you lack essential nutrients or when you're overwhelmed by toxins, your liver will not perform the way it should. You'll develop hormonal imbalances. And again, fat may accumulate in the liver and then under the skin or in other organs and assist with toxins building up in your body. Your blood vessels can become enlarged and blood flow becomes restricted. So what are signs of an overloaded liver? Okay, weight gain, especially around the midsection, cellulite, abdominal bloating, indigestion, too low or too high blood pressure, elevated cholesterol, fatigue, mood swings and depression, and skin rashes. Those are just some signs. You may have one. When we don't count things, if we just have something that's one, we want to look at things that we have in combination or more than one of something. Then you want to start to look at something. If you just have something that's one, it could be related to something else. So you want to find what it's related to so that you can put it together to do an effective detoxification. But you know, either way, we could always use a liver detoxification. So, and again, an overloaded liver is unable to process toxins. So, what happens when you have excess fluid accumulated in your body? That might cause you to develop one or more autoimmune disease. And the autoimmune is when your immune system doesn't distinguish between healthy tissue and antigens, and it starts attacking your healthy tissues and things like celiac disease, thyroiditis, sclerosis, arthritis, lupus, and type 1 diabetes. So, a liver overloaded with pollutants and toxins cannot efficiently metabolize body fat, and this can interfere with a person's weight loss efforts as well. So, the things that compromise your liver are alcohol, sugar. Let me say it slower. Alcohol, number one. Sugar, two. Three would be trans fats, and four would be low fiber consumption. So we've already taken a look at alcohol, and we discussed how it stresses the body. And too much alcohol, even when you've gone to the point of you're drunk, and then you can uh, continue to drink. Well, let me go back, because we mentioned alcohol because we know about drinking and being drunk, but there is, but alcohol, which is typically comes from something like ethanol, is metabolized into a chemical called, it's a hard word, acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde. So it's acetaldehyde, and that's in the liver. And notice the dehyde, right? The dehyde part, formaldehyde, things that kill you and that are dangerous, right? Preserving. So, but anyway, so that chemical acetaldehyde forms that's metabolized. That's what it turns into in the liver. And when the liver is overloaded with ethanol, you end up with too much circulating acetaldehyde in the body. And this is a very acidic and toxic substance which leads to alcoholic acidosis. And that leads to your hangovers. All right, now, so then you end up with something called metabolic acidosis, and metabolic acidosis is the cause of premature aging and osteoporosis, and can lead to other disease states. So, and alcohol causes nutrient deficiencies. So, alcohol in your body, this is why you need to detoxify in the case that you drink a lot. And I know people like wine and turning up wine, but there are some things that too having something and then having too much of a good thing. Okay. But and then there's stronger drinks than alcohol, but we just have to remember that if it does have alcohol in it, then alcohol acts as an anti-nutrient, in other words. And then, I mean, there's a difference, I know, between wine and other booze, hard liquor, right? Which are really like the ethanol based ones. But ethanol itself robs your body of essential nutrients and antioxidants. And chronic alcohol consumption leads to multiple deficiencies of nutrients due to the alcohol destroying nutrients as well as disturbing digestion and absorption. So I know I'm not really talking to people that are alcoholic, because y'all probably ain't listening if you was, but I'm just saying. I mean, B vitamins and other nutrients are knocked out by alcohol, including vitamin C, magnesium, zinc, things that you need. But if you drink alcohol with a meal, nah. Because drinking alcohol with a meal also reduces the amount of zinc and iron the body can absorb from your food. But we don't need to talk about that, do we? But do you need to detoxify from alcohol? Yeah, sure you do. That's some of the effects on your liver. But what about the kidneys? Oh my gosh. Detoxifying your kidneys, because I know we went through the liver and I know it was going, I don't drink. I don't drink. So, but what about the kidneys? Your kidneys are we get two of them. We all know that. A pair of purplish brown organs located below the ribs toward the middle of the back. And what do? They remove liquid waste and toxins from the blood in the form of, we all know, urine. But they help to keep a stable balance of salt and other substances in the blood. And they produce a hormone that aids in the formation of red blood cells. So the kidneys and the urinary tract system, they keep minerals such as potassium, sodium, and water in balance by removing a type of waste called urea from the blood. And urea is carried in the bloodstream to the kidneys. So it removes urea. And it's real important. A lot of people, you would be surprised. There are a lot of people who have kidney disease. I know we went over liver, but kidney is like, there are a lot of people who have kidney disease. And so let me go on. So let's see some more information about the function of kidneys. The kidneys produce a hormone that helps to regulate blood pressure and heart function. Um, it produces corticosteroids that help regulate kidney function and the body's inflammatory response systems. And it assists in converting vitamin D into a form that can be used by the body. So we detox our body, detoxifying through your kidneys. So when you're doing that, um, our kidneys really take a lot of abuse, and they don't get a lot of credit, but they do take a lot of abuse. All of the water soluble waste materials end up in your kidneys. So the truth is that your kidneys they're sophisticated. Man, we are so perfectly, fearfully, and wonderfully made. But when it comes to detoxification, kidneys are a major player. So your kidneys are power filters, and we want to keep them healthy. So in concert with the detoxification enzymes of the liver, which tend to make drugs easier for kidneys to excrete, the kidneys rapidly reduce the circulating concentration of the drug. So as when you ever take a drug and the kidneys grab is sent to the kidneys to quickly get all of the excess out of your body. So I want to get to, that's a bit about how your kidneys are working and functioning. But there's chronic kidney disease, and how do you get that? How do you get impaired kidney function if you overload your kidneys? Well, high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, and a high fat diet, a high salt diet, um, excessive protein consumption, excessive alcohol consumption, lack of exercise, smoking, chronic stress, and toxicity. Those are some things that, and toxicity would be your kidneys being damaged by certain medications or buildup of some substances or toxic things, um, such as poisons, metals, and pollution in your body. So that's just a way that your kidneys can be damaged. So how do we help our kidneys detoxify? So you can reduce the stress on your kidneys by reducing certain foods and drinks such as red meat, fatty foods, processed foods with added salt, um, black tea, and coffee. You would want to reduce those foods. Um, if you're having kidney problems, you want to reduce your intake of all animal proteins and animal fat. And you can also strengthen your kidney function by increasing your intake of plant foods. So, some foods that help your kidneys. So, we're talking about detoxifying. So, some foods that help your kidneys: water with freshly squeezed lemon juice, ginger root tea, which you can peel ginger root and steep it in a cup of boiling water. Dandelion tea. You know those weeds, those little yellow weeds. You know we used to pick them up in the blow the little things and watch them fly in the air. They turn actually into those are with the seeds part of it. When it's the plant, it actually, I mean, the flower has a yellow flower. We want to kill them off and spray them with Roundup, which we should not be doing. But the dandelions that grows right in your front yard, free, right? Dandelion tea, fennel tea, and nettle tea. Spirulina, it's typically found as a food supplement. Parsley, these are kidney helpers. Okay, these are things that will help your kidneys. Parsley, chives, garlic, ginger, turmeric, and cloves. Also, fennel. Well, a fennel bulb. I guess that's the bottom of the fennel. Onions, spring onions, celery, beets, spinach, green string beans. You know, green beans and asparagus. Man, when you eat asparagus, you can tell it works through your kidneys because woo, but grapes, cranberries. We know cranberry juice because I know a lot of people who drink cranberry juice to kind of help with urinary tract infections and things like that. I don't know if I mean, it's said that it works, but cranberries, blueberries, and black currants. Black beans, I love black beans. So black beans, good for your kidneys. Mung beans and kidney beans are good for your kidneys. Quinoa, barley, and millet. Those are some things that are good for your kidneys. Now, the one thing that I do when I say every time we have a broadcast is you need to drink 4 bottles of water. I can't really see myself because I can't look at both because it doesn't let me look at the screen. But you need to drink 4 bottles of water. 4 bottles a day. That gives you 64 ounces. If you can drink more, do it, but at least get in 4, right? Okay. So as you're detoxifying, this is because your kidneys, this will help your kidneys to function better, right? So that's a no-brainer right there. And that'll help you keep your kidneys in tip-top shape. And help you to flush out the toxins out of your body. So we went over 2. Now there's other things that you want to pay attention to. It's like the color of your urine. Odorless urine is typically odorless and colorless. It is a general indication that your kidneys are functioning well. Clear urine is a sign of hydrated kidneys. The only time your urine should be dark yellow or be that color is first thing in the morning and after you've taken vitamins, because it can alter the color of your urine. Cruciferous vegetables and sulfur-rich foods, which, as you know, are great detoxifiers. If you didn't know, they are. That can alter the color and the smell of your urine, and is nothing to be concerned about. But you want to pay attention to the color of your urine. So, with that being said, what do you think? You want to build a great detox plan. I mentioned your liver and your kidneys, two the 2 organs in your body that you really need to take care of. They take care of processing a lot of the junk that we put into our bodies, and we want to take care of them. You want to detox. You want to eat the foods that, some of the foods that I mentioned, add them to your list. You want to eliminate as many of the toxins as possible. You can go on a recalibration program. So you'll want to see someone about assisting you with going on a recalibration program or an elimination program. Or you could do like a super 1 week intensive detox program. That would be, you can do things like juicing. And I know that I'd say a lot of times that we shouldn't juice, but I mean, you might want to try some detoxifying juices and detoxifying smoothies. And if you want to know more information about that, comment and let me know, and then I'll share some more with you about detoxifying your body. But I would say if you're going to do something, recalibrate your body, do something for longer than a week. I mean, because we like to do stuff quick, 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 be like, ooh, let me just do this and get it over with. And then we can get back to, we can get back to business as usual. But the reason why I say do something for more than just 7 days, because if you do something for like a month, for like 4 weeks, and you try and recalibrate your body, trying to get yourself back on track, you will develop some great habits in the process. So yeah, you know, things like adding extra fiber to your diet, that's going to scrub your insides, your guts, and your gut and all that stuff. It's going to it's going to help. So adding extra fiber to your diet, eating lots of cruciferous vegetables and sulfur-rich foods, antioxidants and phytochemicals from greens and fruits and legumes and herbs, which that help stimulate detoxification. Those are things that you want to do. And then you want to just avoid the three major detox detractors, which were trans fat, alcohol, and added sugar. Yes. See why I want you to do that? 4 weeks of doing that, would do your body wonders. Okay. I'm going to wrap it up at this point. But we'll talk some more about detoxifying, because we're getting ready to hit the holiday season. And I know for a lot of people out there, you're going to be eating a lot of high fat foods, high sugar foods, high, the alcohol is gonna be flowing. We're in that season, right? So we're getting ready to hit that season. And immediately coming out of that season, January 1, everybody's gonna be doing this, what do you call it? I resolve to, this is what you make your New Year's resolutions, right? So you're gonna make your resolutions for the year. And the first thing is, usually you want to get your diet right, you want to get your credit right. Threw that in there, huh? You catch that? And if you want to do that, I got some great tips and some great stuff that can help you to do that and help you do something that can stick to it. But we'll talk about that in the future. All right, on another episode. Hey. Oh, did I freeze? Oh, somebody told me that I froze. Okay, well, hopefully I unfroze. But anyway, I want to thank you all for tuning in today. Again, I'm Teresa T.L. Matthew, the founder of Some Foods, the maker of Some Sweet, the most spectacular sweetener in the market. It helped me kick my sugar addiction. Again, follow me on all of my channels, Instagram, YouTube, where we're streaming live. That is, on YouTube, SAIRNT, SAIR Nutritional Therapy. On Facebook, SAIR Nutritional Therapy. Instagram, Some Sweet Foods, and Twitter at Some Sweet Foods. All right. Yes. And follow me on go find Sarah Nutritional Therapy, Sugar Addiction Israel broadcast, or the podcast, on all of your favorite, wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts on. So, okay. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, peace and blessings.